Hello and welcome to this channel dedicated to preparing for the compulsory civic test for people who want to stay in France long term. In this series of videos, we will help you pass your exam on the values of the Republic, the history of France, and most importantly, institutions and daily life. If you are applying for a long-term residence permit or simply want to better understand the country you live in, you have come to the right place. Before memorizing complicated names, let's clarify one thing. What does institutions and daily life mean? The institutions are official bodies that organize society and enforce laws. For example, the state, the town hall, the prefecture, social security, organizations such as CAF or Pôle emploi. In the context of this theme, daily life is your administration and experience every day, going to school, receiving medical treatment, looking for a job, dealing with administrative procedures, or voting if you become a French citizen or a resident of the European Union. The theme, institutions and daily life, therefore refers to how institutions influence your everyday life. To make it easier to remember, we will use a trick. Imagine 3 floors in a building. Floor 3, the state, the national level. Here we find the President of the Republic, the government, parliament, and the ministries. They are the ones who draft and vote on laws that apply throughout France. Floor 2, local authorities. Here we have the region, the department, and the municipality. You are familiar with the municipality. It is the town hall. The town hall manages civil status, birth and marriage certificates, some schools, certain social housing, and life in the neighborhood, town, or village. Floor 1, everyday services. On the ground floor is your everyday life, social security and the Vitale health card, the CAF for certain financial assistance, the job center for finding work, your children's school or college, and public transport organized by the city or region. You can imagine that every time you take a step, you visit one of the floors of this building. Here's an interesting fact to help you remember. In France, we often talk about public services. This means services that are available to all residents, often funded by taxes. For example, public schools are a public service, as are public hospitals, and regional transport services can also be a public service. Remembering these keywords will help you on the day of the test: institution, public service, town hall, social security, prefecture. For each institution, we will use a very simple memorization technique, the 3 magic questions. When you hear the name of an institution, always ask yourself, who? Who works there? Are they elected officials, civil servants? For example, at the town hall, there is the mayor and the councillors. What for? What is the main objective? At the Social Security office, the objective is to reimburse part of the healthcare costs. For you specifically, what can you do there? At the prefecture, for example, you can apply for a residence permit, a driving license, and sometimes a vehicle registration document you can write on a sheet of paper. Whoa! What for? For me. And for each institution you learn about, fill in the 3 lines. This will be very useful for the next videos. If this video helps you understand things better, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me to continue this series and support you until you pass your civic test. Let's keep going. We will now relate this to very specific situations in everyday life. Example 1, you are moving house. You sometimes have to register your new address at the town hall so that you can be registered on the electoral roll one day. At the CAF, if you receive benefits. At your CPAM, Social Security office, for health insurance. Example 2, your child is starting school. You go to the town hall to enroll them in school, then to the school to meet the head teacher and teachers. Example 3, you are ill and you go to the doctor. You present your Vitale card. The Social Security system manages reimbursements. Sometimes you also have supplementary health insurance, but this is not a state institution. It is often a company or an association. Example 4, you are looking for a job. You can register with Pôle emploi, which is a public service responsible for helping job seekers with guidance, job offers, and sometimes training. All these examples may come up in the form of questions on the day of the test. Let's do a quick recap before moving on to the mini-test. Institutions are the official structures that organize society. Everyday life is everything you experience on a daily basis. Health, school, administrative procedures, work. The state, local authorities, and everyday services work together. Public services are designed for all residents. For each institution, always ask yourself, who? What for? For me? If you remember that, you'll have a good foundation for this topic. Now, let's move on to a mini test. I'm going to ask you a few questions. You can pause the video to think about your answers or write them down in a notebook. Question 1, true or false? The town hall is one of the institutions and manages civil status. Question 2, which institution is mainly responsible for your health reimbursements? Is it A, SAF, B, Social Security, C, Pôle emploi? Question 3, which type of institution do you go to for your residence permit procedures? Is it A, the prefecture, B, the town hall, C, the school? Question 4. Complete the sentence. A public service is a service intended for who and financed in part by who? Question 5. Give an example of a situation in your daily life where you have to contact a French institution. Let's correct it together. Answer 1, that's right. The town hall is a local institution that manages civil status, birth certificates, marriages, sometimes deaths, and other procedures. Answer 2. The answer is B, Social Security. The CAF, Family Allowance Fund, deals with other types of assistance, and Pôle emploi, the job center, deals with employment and job seekers. Answer 3. The correct answer is A, the prefecture. The town hall can sometimes provide information, but residence permits are managed at the prefecture level. Answer 4. A public service is a service intended for all residents and financed in part by taxes. Answer 5. Here, there are several possible correct answers. For example, enrolling a child in school, reporting a change of address, applying for assistance from the CAF, registering with Pôle emploi, or obtaining a document from the prefecture. If you got at least 3 out of 5 answers correct, that's very good. If you had difficulty, don't hesitate to go back and review the parts that you found challenging. Well done for watching this video to the end. In the next videos in this series on institutions and everyday life, we will go into more detail about certain important institutions, such as the town hall, the prefecture, Social Security, the CAF, and Pôle emploi, with even more examples and tips for memorizing. If this video has helped you, please consider subscribing, giving it a thumbs up, and sharing it with others who are preparing for the civic test. See you in video 2, see you soon, and good luck with your life in France and your exam.